Hopefully it won't delay another 10 months. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the battle for Wesnoth is first and foremost a game of numbers, a constant comparison between you and your opponent. Villages, hit chance, HP. It's only fitting a challenge run would alter a value such as these. So let's take away the most important one. How many troops can we have? After the last 2 times we've done this challenge, we're moving up in the world to one of the intermediate campaigns. Can you beat Deadwater without recruiting or recalling? As always, we want to be on the lowest difficulty as it's the only one we stand a chance on. Our adventure starts us in Scenario 1, where the undead are invading our land. Now the rules of this one leave us in a very tight spot. Every time an undead captures a village, they spawn a zombie with it. The dev intended way is to spam citizens to counter. But that's obviously not going to work. Instead we have to make do with what we have, which are 3 heroes we must keep alive, and 6 citizens that don't matter. The game's day-night cycle is used in this campaign to give us the advantage in day and weakness at night. The thing is, we can't back up at night. See, the AI has one slight weakness. They want to capture villages. But we can overwrite that desire by giving them an opportunity to kill for XP instead. Since level ups are powerful, the AI loves them. These 6 citizens then become sacrificial pawns to Mr. AI at night. We can surround the castle in the favorable water terrain with our troops and force the AI to engage. Yeah, we trade forces, but by preventing them from capping villages, we strangle their economy, which leaves less troops for them to trade. Once their forces are dealt with, we wait until morning and strike at the leader. By the by, make sure to level up the king. I had 1 citizen left with XP, which is ideal. In part 2, the undead are back, and there are 3 armies. We get a permanent unit per leader killed, which is enticing, but also impossible. We don't have enough forces, and once surrounded by one of the 2 mobile factions, we're as good as dead. The bonus to no building is our leader leveled up last scenario, so we can leave whatever we want. But we can farm XP by going bottom left to kill the bats, since they're the farthest away from the other leaders. And once it looks like we're getting surrounded, we can just leave. In our daring escape, we come face to face with blue wolf riders, and worse, there's green wolves defending a trident. Now what we're expected to do is fight green and blue, but I refuse to do what's expected. We can ignore the trident for now because this scenario is actually a free-for-all. If our troops go north, both enemies won't pursue us in water. We can then use green to pincer blue. Green always dies, but their strong troops leave the wolf riders weak. Once we clean up, we'll find blue doesn't have enough money left, and we can just kill the leader. Not before grabbing the trident, however, as it gives our leader a magic attack. Magic is strong in Wesnoth, as it always has a 70% chance of hitting, regardless of terrain. Scenario 3. Up next we get the greatest unit in the game, the Merman Brawler. Our problem is that we're in a 1v3, but this is a numbers game, so the solution is to turn it into a 2v2. We can easily rush down the southernmost Saurian with the latest and greatest in Wesnoth tech. Since our brawler doesn't have a ranged attack, the AI will prioritize strong ranged attacks that can't be countered. That means they'll send out their leader. We are literally bullying the AI. We want to retreat after that to wait out the night. By hugging the map's edge, we reduce the amount of attacks the Saurians can throw at us, which is needed for a brawler who the AI will always want to attack. Since the brawler always starts with us, we can't afford to lose him. Did you know in this scenario you can inspire a slave revolt? Normally they're a distraction at night for your army. But we have no army. So by calling them the next day, we give them the daytime advantage they need to put the hurt on the Saurians, which includes removing their control on villages to choke them of funds. We just need to clean up and make sure to free the Drake and the Bandit from this level, and we are smooth sailing. Scenario 4 needs no comment, it's close enough to normal. Scenario 5. The biggest trouble I had on this one was the routing. I found using the Burner, Brawler, and King up in the north would lure the entire enemy army, giving our other 2 units the best chance of success. Scenario 6. The Drakes prefer to spread on land for the villages, and won't meet you in the water unless you get close to their keep. Did you know their leader has a ranged attack? Scenario 7. Just keep everyone together, use the priestesses to heal, and you'll find punching your way through on easy is a cakewalk. We have a real reunion party this next mission. The citizen from Scenario 1, the bandit, and his friends. They are all here to help us.
Have them killed.
The citizen really ended up helping. I misplayed the mage and almost got punished for it. Our pieces are now in play to bait out the Lich's forces, while our main force wraps around the right to surround and kill the Lich. Upon the Lich's death, our Silver Mage friend double crosses us. This would be scary if he didn't leave us alone for a turn, allowing us to, you guessed it, use the exact same troops to once again surround and kill him. And with that, we have the final scenario. Oh boy, let me set the scene. You have 3 large undead armies that will overwhelm you given time. There's no fair fight through this, as at turn 10, even more units show up. Luckily, you have new level 1 troops, which is wonderful as the army will ignore the priestesses until these weaker troops are dealt with. You just need to advance in a defensive formation, priestesses healing each other. So the first goal is to Zerg rush the middle guy ASAP. You know what time it is! Yeah, he dies quick. Next, you take a detour along the north shore, dropping our Burner and Kraken along the way. These two are too slow to keep up with the caravan, and by placing them there, the opponent will build their defenses in such a way that creates a glaring weakness along the bottom right of the lake. It's a slow inch towards the Skeleton Knight. The Kraken does stall the reinforcements. The sheer number of troops made me doom and stop recording, but I bet you could guess he dies because he shot at a troop that lacks range. It was at this moment I looked out at the map and realized something. I had a chance. Continuing the caravan wasn't an option at this point because the level 1s are dead, and I saw the push south was doomed to get surrounded. I decided to make a mad dash towards the Lich with my leader, allowing the priestesses to be sacrificial pawns. It's nice to have gotten this far, but I have some bad news. There's only one way to get that Lich out of the keep. He needs to smell a kill, and well, this is a game of numbers. So let me give you something to dread. In the setup I found myself in, it was easy to survive the ghosts and get into kill range, but I'd need to survive 3 magic attacks. That's not so bad, you might think. I'd also need to hit both my counterattacks and then score all 5 melee hits in a 7% combat in order to deal lethal damage. We could try to use Guabo to also double attack him, but alas, the Lich will never stand between both units, and Guabo cannot counterattack for enough damage if the Lich kills him. That all to say, the math puts us at about 0.1% odds if we want to win here. Which, hey, that's within the realm of human probability. You could sit down and attain this. I don't like this ending, but looking at it, I can't figure out a better set of plays than this. Realistically, you need to save scum. At least the Drake survived. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to report that you can indeed beat Deadwater without a single recruit or recall. Just look at this beauty. I'd recommend all but the last mission to no build through. It's a genuinely fun campaign, and if you want to give that last mission a shot, let me know if you find a better setup for it. That's news I'd love to hear. But for now, thanks for watching. I have been the Archduck.